Hi, Tantric Travelers. Welcome to your Occult Aquarius birthday party. And whether you are a solar Aquarius, whether your moon is in Aquarius, and mine is too, Venus, Mars, Mercury, or any of the other planets are in the beautiful house of Aquarius, which is ruled by Uranus. Or even if you don't see any placements of planets or other cosmic bodies in your own chart, we are all here on Earth enjoying the Aquarian season right now, and we are all feeling that amazing radical shift that Uranus energy brings to us at this time of year. So whether you're in the depths of hibernation in wintertime in the northern hemisphere or enjoying some summer shifts and excitements in the southern hemisphere, or wherever you are, wherever you feel you are, then I wish you a happy Aquarius season and a happy birthday. And I was remembering I'm in the northern hemisphere now, and we're under about 1.5 meters of snow, and I'm in hibernation mode. But I was remembering that even when I was living in Mexico Guatemala, over the past decade or so, at this time of year, I always tend to kind of retreat and kind of go into hibernation for 2 or 3 months and limit my contact with other people and really use it as a way to shift myself spiritually and mentally, and to kind of, clear out my energetic channel in order to receive the optimum inspiration from my higher self, from my cosmic self. And that is really what the star is about, and what Aquarius is about. So the star is the major arcana card that is ruled by Aquarius and corresponds with the energy of Aquarius in the tarot. Here's one from the Night Sun Tarot. You can see she's the water bearer. She's bearing water. She's bearing milk. She's bearing nourishment. And this cosmic spiral that's kind of emanating from her and behind her is her inspiration. And it's showing this beautiful interconnectivity that we have with the cosmos. And this is an abundant flow of communication that is not a one-way river. It's a two-way current. And in the same way that we are influenced by our highest selves, our star selves, our astral selves, our soul selves, we also exert an influence upon the cosmos. Human consciousness is very powerful when it is in its sovereign divine state, and Aquarius is really about that. It's really about, the cosmic human. It's really about cosmic inspiration and an acknowledgement of who we really are. And sometimes this can come in a very shocking way at this time of year, and under the influence of the shocking sort of modus interruptus that Uranus rules, because Uranus is a very sort of shifting, radical energy, as you can see in this Priestess of the Stars card from the Isis Oracle. It says, Lady of the Stars, Priestess of Sirius, which is a star system in the Milky Way. It's 2 stars, or it's actually 3. It's 2 stars and one that's hidden from us, but has been sensed. I think it's like a dark pulsar or something. And, this is really showing that same twinned concept of how we always may be guided here on Earth by our cosmic emanation, or our soul twin in the cosmos. So that's really beautiful. It's a huge theme in the collective consciousness right now, and we can see it being mirrored to us in our own lives, and in surprising ways. And I've definitely received some shocking Uranus energy just as we were kind of rolling out of the house of Capricorn into the house of Aquarius with some information about that very thing, about the twin soul, and how this relationship really works, and the concept of familiars and guides, and the double, the doppelganger, and all kinds of other names that we have for it on earth, and how we kind of look for it outside of ourselves in other beings and in love relationships and friendships and stuff. But really, this is also mirroring our own quest to be in communication with our highest self, our star self, cosmic self. But the journey is still beautiful here on Earth. So if you're on a twin soul journey, I wish you all the best and enjoy the ride. Here's another version of the star from the Animal Tarot. It's two fireflies. I think they've just mated. But it's really lovely, and I spent a lot of time in the summer at a place that my family takes care of. Well, it's our cottage, but it's on a beautiful piece of land, on a beautiful lake, and ancestral land. My grandparents, my great-grandparents also were stewards of the land there, as well as the indigenous people from around there. And of course, this stewardship is often guided by inspiration from above, and that was really easy to see when I was spending time at the cottage, which is actually called Firefly Ridge. And just remembering the enjoyment of seeing the fireflies mating in July. And they really like pine trees, so you would see like a female way up at the top of the pine tree, and you would see a male hatching from wherever they hatch. I think it might be in the ground, and they flash to one another, and they're attracted to one another, and then they meet, and they hang out, and they Netflix and chill. So that's a beautiful thing, and I love that the firefly is symbolizing the star in this deck, because it reminds me of the two-way flow of energy that we can experience with the cosmos. And Rudolf Steiner, and the Theosophist Madame Blavatsky all kind of began to explore this and really talk about the responsibility that humans have in the influence that we do exert with the power of our consciousness, both as individuals and collectively, to the rest of the cosmos, and how what we pour into the pond of cosmic energy that you see in the Rider-Waite tarot card representing the star. You see the water bearer pouring water from her vessel into a pond, and that's the opposite way from what we usually see. And that's really where the occult secret lies, in the energy of Aquarius, and that is that we also put back in. So when we receive in this two-way stream of inspiration from the cosmos, and we open up that channel, we are also sending energy back to the cosmos. And the star often is read in the tarot as hope, wishing upon a star. Well, wishing upon a star is sending energy to that star. It's sending faith, it's sending love, it's sending relational energy, and it's saying, I believe in you. I see your existence, and I believe in you. So if you believe in something, then it must be real to you. It must be part of you. So this is reaffirming within ourselves, consciously, unconsciously, and subconsciously, that the stars are part of us and that we are part of the stars. And when our wishes come true and our dreams come true, we thank our lucky stars as well. And that is also about this two-way flow, this relational flow between the individual and the cosmic that Aquarian energy embodies. This genius. And I have been learning about the etymology of the word genius and genii and genie recently, because I've been exploring the twin soul concept in a different way, and the familiar spirit, or the double, or And it's kind of funny because people keep telling me that you have a twin somewhere and your twin, I'm not even like asking, and people keep telling me that I've got something attached to me, or I've got a twin, or, dogs look at me funny and all that. And of course, the whole twin flame phenomenon, has been something about that. But my understanding of this is changing and growing and expanding as I continue on my journey, and as I take responsibility for what I carry, and as I look at myself as the bearer of water, the bearer of tidings, the bearer of love and nourishment for myself and for the cosmos too, for the external. And that is really a part of the the occult Aquarian energy that we don't talk about that much. Also, I want to say that Aquarius is often referred to as being future forward. Aquarian energy and the Aquarian mind is so radical and so ingenious that it is often called, the future mind or the future collective. And people seem to be attributing Aquarian energy and the influence of Uranus with technological advances or artificial intelligence. And I want to point out that I think that is an error. I think that is a twist. It could be on purpose, and it could just be either a misunderstanding or an exaggeration of what Aquarian energy is, because technology is not an evolution of humanity. The human and what we do with this physical apparatus, with our mind, with our heart, with our spirit, with our cosmic inspiration, or Sekhem, our power, our divine power, that is what Aquarian energy is about. And that is what Uranus is really a spark for. Uranium, is the spark. But it is, the technology is not the end goal. And being impressed with artificial intelligence is ridiculous. Being really impressed with anything is ridiculous. Celebrating our own gifts and the infinite potential of our own gifts is what Aquarius and Uranus are inspiring us to do. So I would say the shadow side of the Uranian energy is this God complex that seems to be becoming almost second nature to a lot of people, whether they're 16 years old or 65 years old, whether they're a high school student or a professor of physics, or an energy efficient designer. It's this concept of humans being designers of reality in a technological sense is something that I feel is a shadow side of Aquarian energy, and something that needs to be really kind of looked at and turned around and examined carefully with both our intellect and our instinct. And if that instinct is telling you that, there is something beyond us, which is greater than than our human capacity, which inspires us and nourishes us and feeds us, as this sort of energy is showing. If there is some kind of a cosmic parent, then I feel like Aquarian energy, the water bearer, is kind of saying, okay, maybe we're carrying this genius, maybe we're carrying this inspiration, maybe we're carrying this capacity for invention, but it's coming from somewhere. So the water bearer who's pouring from the vessel into the pond, she's bringing it from somewhere, and she's nude, she's naked in the moonlight and the starlight, and the star is shining behind her and shining through her consciousness, her physical consciousness, emotional, mental, and spiritual consciousness. And she is a component of Source, but she is not Source per se. I'm not saying that humans are not divine and don't have the spark or the potential of the divine within us, but we are components of the divine. And when that is superseded by ego, which we see a lot in, internet technology and AI, the worship of AI, and this, can't wait to see what's going to happen next. You're never going to have to leave your house in order to experience a lifetime as a human on Earth, because you can do it all virtually through this technology that we're interfacing with right now, through this tool that we're interfacing with right now. And we also have the capacity and the responsibility to take responsibility for our consciousness, to not allow it to be molded by tools that are either made by other people or that are self-perpetuating. And I'm talking about a lot right now. I'm going to be a little bit radical and say what's going on with the way that the world is now run by gasoline and automobiles, whether they're electric, solar powered, or fossil fuel powered. Why am I the only person I see walking on a sidewalk or a street in my neighborhood, walking for an hour and a half, and I don't see another actual human being using their body to move themselves from A to B? I'm thinking that this could be an over-reliance a little bit. I'm thinking it could be a giving over of power. And I'm not saying that we should never use the tools that we and other humans create for our convenience and for the expansion of our lives, for the expansion of our harmonic alliance with the earth. But I don't feel that that is what's happening with automobiles and cars and gasoline and the reliance on that. I feel like it's detracting from our flow of abundance. When gas is worth more than water, I wonder. It seems a little upside down. So that's my little tirade on that, and trust me, that was subdued. But in any case, I do want to reiterate that the figures in the star cards are very natural. They're either nude usually, or they're natural figures, and the ingenuity of our physical forms is another thing that Aquarian energy can really, can really cue us to, because our physical forms fuel our mental health and our mental forms and our genius. And it's when we take that thought and communicate it. We take the cosmic stream of inspiration, and it bursts in a neurochemical explosion in our mind, and it bursts in a creative, energetic, divine explosion in our hearts with the will to create, even to procreate. Then it's a miracle of our bodies. And the more familiar we are and the more responsibility we take for the miracle of our bodies, for nourishing our bodies and taking care of them as the vehicles for our consciousness here on Earth, I think the less we kind of tend to rely on technologies that are here for convenience but not for reliance. And there could be some major shocks to the system in this Aquarian phase that we're in right now. There usually are some shocking things that occur, and it can be on a personal level and a collective level, and they can kind of mirror one another microcosmically and macrocosmically as the wheels, the cycles of the cosmos turn within and around us. So expect shocking things, and expect to be shocking, and expect to be considered weird. So, the occult side of Aquarians are known as being eccentric carriers of an energetic signature which is from out there, which is not familiar, which is not from Earth. And I don't know if I mentioned the phrase the aliens amongst us, but I often sort of feel like that as someone with a moon in Aquarius. I feel like often, no matter what society I'm in, whether it's the society I was born into here in Canada or in one of the many places that I've enjoyed traveling to, I've grown accustomed to being perceived and looked at and treated as an outsider or as weird or as an alien. And it kind of hurt and bothered me. I mean, this has been happening since I was in kindergarten. I think I just have a different energetic vibration. And it kind of hurt and bothered me because I was just trying to do my best when I was a child. I was just trying to, to open my channel to creativity, but I would get in trouble for the things I painted in kindergarten and my macaroni art and stuff. And, I always liked the weird kids, and the teachers would literally send me out of the classroom in kindergarten. Like, not even say anything, just tell me to get out. And this continued intermittently all through public school and through high school, even as I excelled academically or didn't or whatever, teachers didn't like me. And now I look at it as a compliment, as a gift. And when I'm in somebody else's society and they're looking at me as a weirdo or an alien and asking me, where are you from? Where are you from? And I usually say, up there, up there. And they're like, where, California? I'm like, no, further up. And they're like, what, Canada? And I'm like, no, further up. Like, literally, look up, dude. What you're feeling right now, and, this alien energy that you're feeling, it's in you too. But maybe I'm just expressing it more, or maybe I just have, a stronger burst of stardust in me. But yeah, this sort of feeling like you're not from here is occult Aquarian. It's a little bit of the shadow side of Aquarius. The feeling that you know more than other people, that not more, but you can see something else going on. You're looking at things from the outside, so you're not as entrenched in the laws, the rules, the programs of the group, the community, the society that you're in. That's an Aquarian view. And the things that you do, although they might just be by your own nature, the things that you bring, the water that you bring somewhere else to contribute, whether that's to your kindergarten class or another country, people might be really shocked by it. People might be shocked. They might be offended at your contribution. They might be offended by the way you dress. They might be offended by your voice or the way you conduct yourself as a person of a certain, ethnic background and appearance, as somebody of a certain gender. It might be far outside or shocking to the standard program of that society. And it's not always pleasant to be viewed that way. And if you're traveling solo or sola, if you're in this world and you're so different, you're so eccentric, you're so weird, you're so strange, that you're kind of being pushed out of the circle, and you've grown accustomed to being on your own, in your own energy, then it can be a little bit lonely sometimes. And that's also a shadow aspect of the Aquarian energy. But the thing is, in these periods of solitude and even isolation, hibernation, whether it's self-imposed or whether you've been pushed outside of your family or your group or your social circle or whatever the situation, these opportunities for solitude are some of the most beautiful opportunities for creators and for artists and for thinkers, for philosophers, because it automatically, when we let the expectations of others, the judgments, the eyes of others fall away from our energy field and they lose interest in us, then we are open to develop a much more easily flowing two-way stream of energy with our higher selves and with our cosmic selves. And that is where the most incredible ideas and inspirations and ingenuity and genius and genii come from for humans. So it's a spark, and we carry the potential, we bear the water, we bear the channel for this potential to be expressed, to be received and transmitted within ourselves. But, the spark is the light. The spark is the electromagnetic reaction of a star in all of its various forms. And this is such an incredible gift. And then, then if we can, hopefully we can take that genius, we can nurture it and shape it and mold it into our creation, into our tool of communication, and use other tools that have been provided to us by our fellow humans, or create new ones in order to express evolutionary ideas, revolutionary ideas, radical ideas. And Aquarians will often be, the radical component in a field that's already considered to be out there. So if you're an astrologer and you're an Aquarian astrologer influenced by Uranus in your work, then you would be, I guess it would be draconic astrology, or you would talk about the fact that the the eras of humanity, the eras of consciousness and cosmic creation are not being perceived correctly, and that actually we're not even going to be aligned with the age of Aquarius until 2150 or something. And all of the great thinkers do investigate those into those incredible, vast, collective consciousness stories, cycles, flows, relationships, because we are interconnected that way, we are intertwined that way, and that really is the Aquarian energy. So yeah, I have a lot to say about it. A lot has been coming through, that is. I'm not really sure what came out so far, but I'm gonna leave this this Aquarian birthday party here and just say thank you for your eccentricity. Cultivate it. This is your season, Aquarians. Cultivate it. Get weird. And if you can get naked and bear some water, do that too. If you can get naked and pour out some of your gifts for the collective, and by naked I mean open, vulnerable, show people that you're human too, no matter how far out there you are, because that is the true human creativity. That is the true human gift. This is the human technology. This is the human technology. And the energy of Uranus can really break through like a lightning bolt, break through old cycles and create the spark, the impetus for new creation. And yeah, enjoy. I know I am. I'm going to do a pick a card video for everyone after this, so please tune back in for that. If you like this material or you want to be a part of the Tantric Traveler Collective, hit the subscribe button, because your energy, just like the Aquarian energy, you're pouring your own energy back into this channel, and as a channeler and a reader, I will be able to sense it, and therefore what comes through to you from the cosmos when I read and channel for you will make more sense and be more relevant to you, if you know what I mean. And yeah, just let me know you're out there. Comment, like, subscribe, all those things. Bye.